Assalamu alaikum, welcome. This is my video for my project for Nisya's Web, where we've been tasked to make a site that can create accounts and will basically have two interfaces, one for the admin, one for the users, and change their passwords alongside different functionalities depending on the theme. So first of all, this is my website. It's themed about clothing as a clothing store. Its functionalities are theoretically simple, but I've had a really hard time to make them into reality. So the first functionality is to log in. We have different accounts, one for admin, and we can have numerous for the users. The admin password is admin123. This is the kind of like the page, the profile page for the admin, where we're gonna have the orders from the clients show up here. Here we can see that the interface changed. Here we can add new products. Let's just make sure that we know the already existing products. So actually this one I added it myself dynamically before. Let's just add another one. So let's say like SA, and add price. Then we're gonna browse for an image. However, the image has to be a JPEG image for the way because of the way local storage works. And we can see that now it's here again. We can also delete products, ones that we have created dynamically or ones that were created here before with the HTML page. And we see that if we refresh the page, they are still deleted. We can also change passwords here, so I can give the admin a new password like admin1234. You can see that they have an alert that says that the password has been changed successfully, and we can actually check it in local storage. As I've made it, that every account has basically its own local storage area, so that even after we exit the page or we exit the website, that won't change. We can also create new accounts. For example, I want to create an account called, let's call it Mustafa. Let's make a random password and a random contact. We can see that we are in this interface for users. Now we can change our password here in our contact information. Here we can change into this. Contact information changed successfully. And the password, let's change it to 123. Again, we can see it in local storage. Here, the values that I have just entered. Now the website is managed by three these very important cookies. One of them checks if the admin is on or not. One of them checks is the one who's logged on is a user, like I am. And this one takes the value of whoever is logged in. So when we take orders like we did previously, or let me just take them again, we can see that if we go to the admin, I made a mistake in the password. I forgot I changed it. We can see that the orders that we've made with the other account has shown up here, saying that I have ordered those products. Now there is also about us page here. We can email. We can take this. This one takes you to just a random place near USD and this one takes you to email. We can also go back to profile from here, and we can also change the password from here. Now it's worth mentioning that this interface changes between the users and admin, because admin doesn't have any contact information. However, the users do, and we can change them. like we did previously. Yeah, I think this is about it for the website. Unless I'm forgetting something. You can sign up, you can change password. Yeah, that's it. Now, this looks like a simple website, but making it was very, very hard. Basically, this is the code for it. We basically have two large scripts. One of them is here, managing the, the main page of the script of the website, and this one only manages logging in and keeping track of who's logged in, basically. So, as I said before, every user, every account has its own local storage. Every local storage is made like this, having a password and a contact information. Apart from the admin, the admin only has, if I can only find it here, it's somewhere around here. The admin only has uh, a password, so we didn't take the structure. I just made the password the value. I originally made it with cookies, but I was mistaken because cookies can only take cookies get deleted after you exit. Actually, cookies are so old that my browser started displaying an error, telling me that they don't support the same site attributes or something like that. So I changed this to local storage, and I think this is a much better way to manage everything. Now I did use the JSON parse to serialize everything. JSON parse to deserialize. I'm sorry, and stringify to serialize things. As you can see, I've made it that no two accounts can be logged on at the same time. So if you log in with the admin, the user is false. And if you log in with the user, the admin is false. That third structure that I've made somewhere around here also manages the third cookie that manages which one exactly is logged in, which is very important for taking orders and changing the passwords and the contact info. So here's the function to change the contact info and function to change the password. They are basically the same, nothing changed between them. I did have to add functions to manipulate pages because I've discovered that local storage only works on one page. Like if you go from one page to another, local storage doesn't work. So I had to be creative with how I handle pages. So I deleted some elements using JavaScript functions, and I added some elements using JavaScript functions. Now for the let me check if I missed anything here. This is how you basically create that call again. This is basically how you create users and accounts. As you can see, it takes the information typed in this form, somewhere around here, in this form, and it just puts them into this structure, then stringifies them, then turns them into local storage. It does add a cookie that holding the name of the person who just logged in, because if you sign up, you automatically log in. Now for the main script, which was very, very hard to do, I'm gonna try to go on it step by step. This is the get cookie function. This function only works to get cookies. I only use it with those 3 cookies that I've made. Now these variables are used to keep track of who is logged in. Basically, if the admin is logged in, the admin interface shows up. If the user logged in, the user interface shows up. And this is how I managed it using these two variables. I did find out, by the way, that using var doesn't always work with these functions. Sometimes you have to use let or const, since they are more stable, I guess. This is the function I use to get to get images. Initially, I tried to save images using cookies, but I soon found out that you can't do that since cookies have only a limit of 4 kilobytes, and pictures are large. So large, in fact, that some of them even go to megabytes. Uh, Local storage has a limit of 5 megabytes, of course, but the way this function works is that it uses this read as URL function and file reader to basically encode pictures in 64, which makes it this really long URL that can take pages sometimes, but it works. It works well enough. And it's basically the only way without using a backend server. It does work based on changes. So if we go back here, you have to select the new product name before you select the image, because the local storage of the image takes the name of the product plus the string image, so it's well managed. The same goes for product. When products are made, they take the string product plus whatever the name that the user has put in here. For example, this one is called product plain black shirt. This way I made it very easy to manage local storages and their values, so nothing gets by and no storage is wasted. So this function here works when the file inside here changes. So when this changes, it works. So basically we have to put the name of the product first. Now move on to the new product function. This is basically the function that manages these two spaces plus this button. When the button is clicked, it's pretty self-explanatory. When the button is clicked, it creates a structure similar to the structure of the users and accounts, and it saves them as local storage using JSON, of course, since local storage only takes strings. Now this function is we're gonna go back to it later because it describes how to delete products. Sorry, this is the function for getting products. So after you actually create them using the previous function, you have to actually get them from the storage, the local storage. And this is basically how you do it. It goes through every local storage and then looks for the ones who start with product, since I named every one of them product dynamically, of course. And when it does that, it serialize them and saves them to another constant, and we later get the price and the title from them. It also gets the image and puts them in a single div, and it puts the div inside a bigger div that I created here. I called it all products, and every div containing every product is stored here, is put there. I also did add a remove button. Now I found myself having to add two versions of the remove button function because one of them deletes the whole local storage. When you press delete, it deletes the whole local storage of the product plus the local storage of the image, since they're separated. Another one also is here for it's here for the elements that were already created using HTML, because obviously I can't delete them permanently through storage, so I had to create another local storage named after them and then delete them on load. This is what that function was about. Using this function, if it starts with them, I just delete them, original O element for original element. If of course this is an if condition, so if the element was the one who was logged in was the admin, it adds remove buttons, and it adds that where is it? Adds this little thing to add the product. And if it's a logged, if it's a user, it just adds the get order button. This is more of the code. Get element. Div. This is just to this function is to add orders. So we've seen previously that if you order something from a user, it shows up at the admin, for the admin's profile page. This is how I did it. So basically I used cookies for this because creating them using local storage would be too much. It wouldn't be efficient at all. Plus, local storage doesn't go through pages, as I explained earlier. For some reason, it doesn't. So the only option was cookies. So I made it pretty simple, didn't complicate things. The cookie name is client order plus what the client name plus whatever he ordered. And the value of it is basically the same. Just added this string here, has ordered, so it's readable for humans. And as you saw before, it worked perfectly. This is basically more to add the order button. You had to do it through a loop, so it's created on all of them. And this is basically the function for the logoff button, where it basically makes all the variables related to managing who's logged in false. That way no one is logged in, no one has any privileges. And yeah, this is to create new elements. This to create basically these two links. One goes for back to the profile, one goes back to this page to change the password. As I said before, this shows login because I had to do it through local storage, and the local storage only works on one page. So I had to, when initially did with HTML, I had to create all three divs, one for signing up, if I can just find them, one for signing up, one for logging in, and one for changing the password and changing the contact info. I had to manipulate them using JavaScript so that when we're admin, it only shows like this. When we're users, it shows like this, plus changing the contact, and when we're leader, it shows the login sign up page. Yeah, I guess that's all. I could go on about how frustrating working with local storage is and cookies, especially because the browser started displaying errors. But all in all, this is the project, this is the website. Hopefully it works well when I put it on the server. It's still on local here. And yeah, thank you for listening in.